Friends, how are you? Hope all are well wherever you are. Welcome back to my channel. So far we have covered quite a lot of stuff in Python, like basic stuff. Um, you notice when anything gets wrong, you get Python programs stop straight away, and give you some message on the screen, in here. So to get it a nice message, sometimes you get a lot of message, it's hard to graphs what's exactly in there, to log message, so how to overcome this, you can we will we'll go through how to overcome this problem, so let's say we are going to open a file, and this is my reading my file here. This is a text file, so I'm just going to open and just read, I'm just going to see. This is what's in my file. So if I say I change my file name, this is to another y in there, and you see it will give you the message that from here, it's sort of message it's saying that this is the class, and it's giving the message no such file or directory. There's no such file name in this directory, saying so to overcome this, to get a nice message, so we just going to use a try and accept, that's within the try block. We'll open the file, and if there's any issues in there, it will try to catch in here, accept, so I'm just going to open as it is, because my file proper name, whatever the file name it will read. Let's see if I change my file name, it will catch in here and it will give you the nice proper message, that file not found, error happened, instead of you see the earlier, was giving the kind of long message, what's going on, but it's giving you a proper message, there's something wrong, have a look at it, so this is how you can catch, you can use as many as accept block, we'll see, in later example. So this is how you can use a try and accept block, for if you want to, if you think there will be something wrong and my program will crash, but I want to catch what's happening, this is how you can use accept block. There's on the first example, we noticed that it give you the class, which class it belongs to, that class is a file not found error, so if I just show you, say if I write accept, and then if I write file, and you see there's some sort of different class, file exist error, file not found error class, so when I use these, and then we'll write as file error, and we're going to print that file error, whatever the message will give, so if I run this, then you will see, it will give you the message in here that the no such file or directory reading that file name, which I put the purposely wrong file name. So it will handle nicely, it will give you sort of proper message when you do when you take the user input, and you want to print something nicely, on your screen. This is how you can do it, there's some error exception, you can print out nicely on a screen, so there's just so many the class name, in the Python documentations. You can find out more on it, I'll put the link on my details, so you can go through, and you can find plenty of class name, and it depends on what error you want to catch, and you'll find plenty of class on that, and another thing you can do, there's you can use finally, let's say you went to try accept, and is going from all the way from top to bottom, like, no matter what, like, the finally block will print, like, it will print out, like, so let's say I put the purpose in my file name is a wrong file name. It will catch these, and also it will print out this as well, like, you see, it's catching that no such file directory, and this part will run no matter what happened up, like, so finally block will run, will run, definitely will run, like, no matter what's in happening here, like, so you want to get a finally, you want to print out something, like, you can put it in here like a final block. And there's a finally I want to add in here that we can use, like, the else as well, like within the else, like, you can put the try except again another block, like, so there could be some scenario, like, you want to run first some sort of code, like, and if it doesn't go through, like, properly, then you can want to else, like, else this part of code, like run this part of part of code, like, and you can catch in here, and then finally you want to catch something, like, and you can use as many as except, like, as I said, like, you can catch multiple errors, like, if you think that sort of scenario will arise, like, I want to catch, like, so you can use that sort of block, like, so I hope it will help you, like, in your real life, and you can follow, like, this is how you can use, like, try except block, like, and finally, like, and so from the next video, I'm going to put, like, whatever you whatever you have learned, like, from the basic series, we'll create a project, like, small project, like, and we'll implement sort of, like, all the for loops and things, like, list and stuff, like, and we'll combine together and put a one project, like, and after that, like, we will we'll start, like, advanced series, like, so I hope you will join with me, and please do subscribe my channels, and that will encourage me to create more content. And please do let me know if I'm going anything wrong, like, which will encourage me to correct myself. And see you next video. Thanks. Bye bye.